What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Brandon, and today we're going to be doing a dope tech review on a company called Shimbo. Shimbo makes a lot of wireless video transmissions, video transmission kit, and I was fortunate enough for them to send me out the ZO600M and the 600S kit. We're going to take a deep dive into that in today's dope tech review. Let's go. Alright guys, so in today's video, I have something that's really exciting. I'm really excited to show you this. This is the Shimbo 600M. And this right here is a 600S, alright? 600S wireless video transmission kit and the 600M. I'm going to dive into both of these, but I'm going to first show you why this is pretty spectacular. Now, Shimbo did send me this kit to review it. However, of course, they do not get any say-so in this video before it's posted, nor are they able to tell me anything about what to say, what not to say, and all that stuff. This is all specifically from my opinion and having worked with this system and having used it for the last few weeks, all right? So, I hope you guys enjoy this because this is pretty dope, all right? Now, you may be wondering why a wireless system is necessary or why a video transmission kit is important anyway. Some of us have them, some of us don't. Well, think about it like this. If you're on set, if you are a content creator or a photographer and you participate in seminars and lectures and photo walks and things of that nature, a lot of those different scenarios have a videographer, you know, a friend of yours or somebody who records like your behind the scenes footage for you. Now, that's important and it's great because you want to be able to transmit that signal to like people who want to see what's going on, or even yourself if you're sitting behind the scenes. At times you might just want to be able to sit, be comfortable, and watch the footage from wherever you are. Now, Shimbo has done something that is pretty dope that I haven't seen in a wireless video transmission kit in a long time. I don't think I've ever seen this. They actually have a product known as the 600M, which is their monitor. Now, the thing about this monitor is that it can actually transmit and receive a signal. Yes, and you heard it right. It can transmit the signal out, but it can also receive a signal. You got to understand, most of the wireless transmission kits that we use, and I have used a ton of them, I have a lot of them. A lot of times you have to plug in the transmitter to your monitor via HDMI, and then you have to take the receiver portion of it and plug it into the monitor or wherever you want to see that signal via HDMI, right? And you know, throw on like a Sony NPF battery or something like that on the back of it, or unless you're giving it like DC power. Now, what is a game changer about this monitor, not only being able to transmit and receive the signal via wireless, via Bluetooth, you can also combine it with the 600S video wireless transmission kit. Now, this, like any other system, we've always had, you know, a lot of us have the HoloLens and a lot of things. You plug one into your monitor, you plug one into your camera, transmitter, receiver, and it receives, and then you throw your Sony like NPF batteries on the back of here, right? Well, think about it like this. If I was to take this transmitter like you do any other transmitter, and throw it onto my camera, it can then transmit the signal to the monitor via Bluetooth. So guess what? I don't have to plug this in. I can actually use this as the monitor, and I don't have to plug it into anything. Now, I don't know another system that actually does that. I have to look around to have like this system, or you can do it regular. If you want to plug the transmitter, receiver to the monitor, you can do it like this. But what Shimbo has done is created like their own little ecosystem where you can transmit this, and then if you're a director or what have you, you can also walk around anywhere you want to, you know, within like, I think it's like 600, 500 feet, and you can see the signal that is being transmitted via Bluetooth right here on your monitor. I don't know how dope that is, but that is just insane. It's crazy. I love it. Another thing with this monitor is that it can record. Now, we're going to get into that, and I'm going to tell you that because there are some catch-alls, some caveats that you might not like, but we're going to get into that also. But, all right, so let's talk about the equipment a little bit. We're going to go ahead and start with the ZO600M, all right? I say ZO, but it's actually called like Zolink, all right? So we're going to start with the Zolink 600M, the monitor. Now, I like the build quality. All right, it's mostly made of plastic with, some metal elements in here. I love the weight, just at around 300 grams. I feel like I believe it is. And I like the feel. I like the look and feel of it. I would, prefer me. I love bigger screens, so I would prefer just a little bit bigger screen. But me personally, I've never cared about build quality. I don't care as long as it does what it's supposed to do. I don't care if it's metal. I don't care if it's plastic. Everybody has their little things like that. You can use Sony FPF batteries on here. All right. You can actually use two batteries, whereas my Atomos Ninja, you can only use one battery. All right, across the top of the monitor here, there are a few buttons here. The power button, which is right over here, and you have 3 function buttons that you can customize. On the right, there is a TF card slot that came with the 32 gig card that you can record, but again, a little bit more on this later. Underneath, there is a USB-C port that is only used basically for debugging. You cannot use it for power. But hopefully, like in the future, this may be a firmware update or something. But as of right now, this can only be used as debugging. You can't use it as charging or anything. On the left, you have an HDMI in and out jack, headphone jack, and a DC in for external power. You do not get a power cable included in this box. It is I would rather prefer the batteries also, but it is what it is. One thing that I did not like is the lack of mounting ports. There is only 1/4 inch thread at the bottom. Now, considering this is a wireless monitor where you can just move and go about how you want to and gives you the ability to just move around, I would have loved to see more 1/4 inch screws on the sides, on the top, or whatever, so I can put like handles or something on it and just move around, especially with this being a wireless monitoring system, so you want to be comfortable. I was really surprised by the 1920 by 1200 resolution and it also has 1000 nit brightness. Now the highest resolution that this thing supports is 1920 by 1080 at 60 frames a second. That means if your camera records 4K internally, but it doesn't output 1080p, you probably won't be able to use this. All right, but honestly, that shouldn't be a problem, as to most of us have updated camera systems. And modern day cameras, they can output 1080p via HDMI, so that really shouldn't be a problem for you. But just double check that you can output 1080p. All right, I don't want nobody buying this. You can't even output 1080p. All right, now earlier you saw the TFP card slot on the side, and yes, you do get a card with this monitor. It is intended for recording also, which is great, kind of like the Atomos. But let me tell you, you're probably not going to want to record on this monitor because the bit rate on this monitor is only 8 megabits per second, which is a tiny file size and very low quality, even if you put it in 1080p at 60 frames a second. So now do a little comparison with that. If you look at the frame rates that come out of cameras like, my Sony a7 IV or, something else, those things can record 400 megabytes a second in 4K versus 8 megabytes a second in 4K. So let me show you what that actually looks like when you record on the monitor. All right. So another thing real quick, I'm now recording to the 600M, the Zolink. As you can see, look, wireless, nothing connected to it. You can clearly see the feed because the Zolink 600S wireless video transmission kit, the transmitter is connected to my a7 IV. As you can see, I'm getting the feed directly to him because they are connected via Bluetooth to each other. But right now, as you can see, it's recording. So I just wanted to do this so I could show you footage from the actual monitor, the 600M, compared to the a7 IV footage. Now, another thing is the a7 IV is recording in S-Log3. All right, so this footage is going to be directly out of the monitor. So color correcting and all of that stuff, I don't want you to think too much about that, but I want you to see the footage and what it looks like directly from the Zolink 600M as I'm recording. So hopefully the footage, you can see it now. I can kind of go back and forth so you can kind of see. But again, I am color correcting with the a7 IV S-Log3 footage, but I'll try to get it as close as I can to showing you what it looks like directly from the 600M, okay? Now, it does a decent job, but as you can see, the image is definitely not as sharp as a professional grade camera. All right. So I don't know what you want to do that. Now, I can see if you want to use that for some type of redundancy. If you're sending a signal here and you just want to record it kind of like for a backup or anything, that's great. But I wouldn't depend on this, due to quality if you're really trying to get, high quality video out of this. It does a decent job, as you can see, but, to each his own. The monitor touchscreen is actually really good. I was not expecting this from a low budget, like a budget friendly monitor, but it is actually really good and responsive. It's a good high quality screen, and I didn't really expect from a budget. I really didn't expect this from a budget like monitor, but I was so surprised on how responsive it was and how touching different areas on the screen would actually correlate to what I was touching. And I would touch something and it would actually select what I was touching. You do know, like in a lot of monitors, when you touch something here and it touches like the thing next to it and touches the thing next to it, I actually hate that. Everybody's been through that. But the touchscreen on here is really, really good, really responsive. So now we're going to go through the icons at the bottom of this, and I'm going to touch on these really quick. There's so much to this. I'm not going to cover each one, but I will just give you a brief overview of what these icons are at the bottom. The screen, as you see, it is very, very responsive. So right at the top here, it says wireless. That means we are in wireless mode right now. All right here. Next, our next icon to the right of that, you will see your bars right here. That is for your signal. All right, your signal bars right here. Also next to that, you have RX. That tells you the mode of the monitor in wireless mode, whether you have it on transmitter and receiver. So that's indicated right here, so there's no confusion. Next to that, you have your channel. Again, you can put these on different channels just in case you're out and you have somebody who may have something similar on different channels, so you don't get confused or connected with anybody else. Right now, the resolution is also indicated right here. We are at 1080, 1920 by 1080 at 24p at the moment. Emblem for your TF card right here. Also right here, as you can see, the battery indication. It tells you the battery levels right now. And also, as you can see, I have 2 batteries installed on here instead of 1. If I have 1 battery here, it would just say 1 battery. All right, which is really, really great. Okay, it gives you just a lot more time with this, just in case you're out on the production and you need that extra time. All right, so that's pretty much everything across. Now, we're going to go ahead and go through some of the things at the bottom, starting with the settings button. Now, the settings button is all the way over here. If we go ahead and hit the settings before we go through everything, I'll go through a few of these things. So right now you have display, settings, function, and system. So on your display menu, this is where you adjust the brightness, all right, of the monitor. All right. So I'm gonna put it back at 50%. Okay, there you go. You have contrast, saturation, and sharpness. Now again, you can get this kind of like what the Atomos Ninja looks like right now. This is just how it comes out of the box. As you see, there's no sharpness. Nothing on that, so you can adjust this to look really, really good also. And then you can also adjust the RGB you can also adjust the RGB internally also if you want to do that. Next settings, you have scan or underscan, just to help you find those channels, whatever you're on. You also have your backlight, your volume, and this is also how you go in here and format your SD card, okay? Going through the functions, this is where you will set up your individual function buttons. So however you want this to customize, say for instance, if I have F1, it'll come in here and tell you everything that you have. So if you want your F1 to be your histogram or anything on here, you would just choose it. So right now I'll choose histogram and then I'll press the back button. All right, and now my F1 button is set up customized to histogram. I'll show you that in just a second. All right, system. Change your language, version. This is also where you'll be doing your software update and factory resets. This is also where you would set this to transmitter or receiver right here in the system. So however you want this set up, that's where you would do that at. All right, that's pretty much the settings menu. Now again, I just set the histogram to F1. So if I hit F1, as you can see, the histogram comes up right there. All right, if I hit it again, it'll go away. All right. That's how you set up your custom buttons. Really, really easy. It's really user friendly, okay? Going through the bottom menu system. Right here, we first come to our wireless input system. So this is where you will set this up for input or HDMI or wireless. So you can, again, have this connected via HDMI or you can select wireless. All right. Next to that, you can go into wireless if you're having trouble setting that up. A lot of times I just notice it will connect with no issue. But if you need to, you can scan the QR code, your password and everything to make sure that you are dialed in correctly to your wireless menu system. Over here with channel, this is where you also set up your channelettes in your group. You should not have no issue on here, but you can also set that up right here also and put in here what channel or what have you on here. All right, go into the next one. All right, so this is our scope. This is our scopes menu. So this is where you would set up your waveform. And you can have 3 of these set up at the same time. So if I wanted to select waveform, histogram, and vector scope, you can have all 3 of those set up. However, you cannot have your RGB portal and waveform at the same time. So you have to select whichever one of these you want, okay? And then right here, you can also adjust the opacity of how dark or how bright you want those scopes on your menu system, all right? Pretty self-explanatory, but this also gives you RGB portals, waveform, histogram, and vector scopes, which I think is just really amazing for such a buzzard user-friendly monitor, all right? Going to the next one, our marker system. So let me actually take the rest of this stuff off of here, all right? So next, going into our marker system, this is where you can set up your safe areas, your anamorphics, and things like that. So for example, if I wanted to set up a safe area, I could you got to turn on the area first. And as you can see, there is a green box around whatever safe area you have on here, just in case you are filming or something and you want to make sure you stay within a certain realm. You can do that right here. Now, also you can set up your ratios in here if you want the box bigger or shorter. You can also change the color of your safe area also. Now, if you wanted to go to grip, you can also do that also. If you go to anything else, you want to make sure you turn off the other one so there's not a lot of things on your screen. You can also set up your grids also in here. So if you want a 3x3 or you want your grids bigger, I don't know why you would even need this many thirds, but basically your rule of thirds. If you are into that, you can set up your rule of thirds right here. Turn that off. All right, going into anamorphic. Now, this thing has anamorphic D-squeeze, which I thought was absolutely incredible because for such a budget-friendly monitor and everything that it can do, it also gives you the option to turn on anamorphic D-squeeze, which I thought was absolutely amazing. So if you guys shoot anamorphic, also, this is absolutely incredible for you. That option is available on the 600M Shimbal Zolink. All right, going to the next one. All right, this is where you would set up your markers at. I really like using markers because it keeps everything centered. So if I turn it on, as you can see, there is a red box around here. But you can also change your ratio. So if you want a 16 by 9, 15 by 9, all the way to 4.3. You could do all of that in here as well. You can also set up a center marker. You have to turn it on, turn them off, turn them on. All right. So you can also set up right now is red. All right, green. You can set that up. You can also set up how big you want that center marker. I like leaving it on 2. It's not too light and not too dark. So you can set up the center marker right here. Right in here, you can set up your matte also. So if you want to, with no mode, 0% or 100%, you can do that right here. I leave this. There's nothing really for me in here. And that is pretty much all your safe area menu. Go into the next one. All right. We have peaking. So in here, again, you can turn on peaking. It'll help you see what's in focus. You can change the color of your peaking and the sensitivity, how dark or how light you want that peaking to show up. You also have zoom in here also. I don't mess with zoom, but that option is available for you. Moving right along, the next one at the bottom, you have your exposure menu, right? This is where you do your zeros. false color, monotone. So again, if we turn on zebras, you can also get zebras in here. You can minimize and maximize the amount that is showing, as you can see right here. So whatever fits you, that option is available in here as well. You also have false color that will help you dial in that skin tone a little bit easier. So you can also turn on false color here in the menu. That is available as well. Most monitors today do come with false color and zebras and a lot of these different things for content creators and videographers. So to have all of these things in this menu system and this monitor, I thought was really, really amazing. Going to monochrome, you can also do that also. If you choose black and white, you can also put it in different colors if you want to. Just let you know that option is available. Going to the color menu system, you can also add LUTs. So if you have a LUT, you can turn it on. There is a diagram, or there is a symbol that will pop up at the top that says LUT, and you can go over here and press a LUT, and it will go through and add your LUT to the menu system if you would like. Once you choose your LUT, you can confirm it, and that way that'll give you a better idea of what your image will look like if you color grade or what have you. So you can add LUTs. You can also mess with the gamma curves. I normally leave it on 2.4 for video. So you can also turn on your gamma curve, and that will help you out with that. This also has HDR. So if you shoot in HDR, you can also turn that on also. It also has PQ and HLG modes if you want to change the type of HDR you are shooting in. All right, color temperature is also available on this monitor. So color menu, you would go in here and you can choose 6500K, 5600K to help you dial in, or you can go to user and that will also allow you to help you dial in a little bit more specific color temperature if you would like. All right, so we're going to get back out of this. All right, next we have teleprompter. So another thing with this monitor, that it can be used as a teleprompter. So you can add text in here and you can confirm it, or you can bring it over from your SD card and you can use this also as a teleprompter. Now I have not used it as a teleprompter yet, but to have that option in here as a teleprompter is absolutely incredible. So you can have on here, you can change the font color, you can change the size of the font, and then you can press play, and you can also use this as a small teleprompter right in front of you. Or if you have a teleprompter to the right of you and you want to put it on this side, you have another one on this side of you when you look at another monitor, this would be a great option to do that. Again, I have not used the teleprompter, but as you can see, if I press play, it will start over here in the speed, and you can change the pages and everything right here. Again, I haven't played with it yet, but I think that is an amazing option to have on here. All right. Going to the next menu, we have our recording and playback menu. So recording mode, you can have this as a trigger. You can have it as the user. Recording, if you press recording, the record will come up right there, and all you have to do is press the record and the monitor will start recording mode. All right. You can also change the file name if you would like for your video. You also have playback, so if you go in here and you have something that you've already recorded, you can go in here and confirm it, and it will play back exactly what you have already recorded. As you can see, this is something that's previously recorded, and I don't have to do anything. All right, so we can jump out of that. And you can also, again, see what you've already recorded. All right, and then the last one over here is just your lock, so you can just lock the menu if you want to. And this also has audio. Now, I have not listened to the audio that comes out of the monitor, but just to let you know, if you're matching up anything, this is also great for WAV files. If you're matching up this with a camera or anything else, you can also match it up. This also has audio coming out of it. And that is pretty much everything with this Shimbo. Again, so many options, so jam-packed with settings and things that will help you out with a videographer. Good job, Shimbo, on the 600M. Now, that is essentially all of the features on this monitor, but that is what you can expect when it comes to this monitor. Now I have to say, considering the price point, this monitor has so much to offer. Recording, Bluetooth. I mean, it just being Bluetooth alone is a given. But what really makes this monitor exceptional is, again, it's the wireless capabilities. That is just crazy. Again, the monitor itself can be used as a receiver or a transmitter up to about 500 feet. So I'm not gonna go out and do a range test and do all that. It's great, all right, whatever. It can also transmit up to 2 other receivers and 1 iOS app. So if you have an app, you can connect it to that video feed, and 2 other monitors, meaning the signal can be carried up to 2 other additional monitors. Plus, put it on your device and you can monitor and do things on your app also. Now, unfortunately, if you have Android, there is no app for you. I'm sorry. Android users, yes, you don't have any app. Now, you can pair this monitor, again, with the Zeo 600 kit, all right? Which the whole system then expands even further. Now, with the 600 kit, you get both the transmitter and receiver, just like a Hollyland or any other wireless transmission kit that you have. Now, the same connections apply to this one as pretty much all the other ones. It has HDMI, it has USB for 5-volt power. It also has SDI-in. If you use SDI, you can also use Sony and PF batteries on here also. Now, one of the drawbacks to the Zolink 600S kit is that it caps out at 1080p. All right, so don't expect to get 4K resolution out of these because, again, unlike a lot of other ones, it only caps out at 1080p. Now, it's incredible because you can expand this kit to another wireless system. So I'm gonna see if I can set that up for you, but check it out. So this is the wireless from the 600M, no cords attached. So this is my Atomos Ninja 5. So I can transmit the signal from the transmitter of the 600S to the receiver of the 600S because this is a wireless transmission kit, transmitter receiver. But then the 600M, the monitor, which acts as a transmitter and a receiver, can pick up both, can act as both. So I have it right now set as a receiver, and it can receive the signal from the 600S. And check that out. And hopefully you can see this, the Atomos Ninja 5 and the 600M, the Zolink 600M. So this is kind of a comparison. As you can see, the Atomos looks just has a better picture, but much more like kind of like sharp, deeper colors. Now I haven't messed with the colors. I'm sure I can probably get this looking a little bit better, but this is kind of straight out of the box what the 600M looks like. But you know, just to have this, just to do this and not have to have this, yo, I'm so sold. This is amazing. Right. So big thank you over to Shimbo for sending me out this kit. All the links in the description to the 600M, 600S will be in the description in the comment section below. Yo, go copy you this system because this system is absolutely incredible. And I'm going to use this so much more. Definitely, I'm going to be monitoring. I'm going to be recording just to see how this thing goes. If you have any questions about this product, please let me know down in the comment section below. And I will tell you if I missed anything. I will tell you if, you know, whatever you're looking for about the system. And like always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you send a like. Make sure you comment on this video. And just definitely make sure you subscribe because I have a lot of things coming up here in the near future. Make sure you hit that bell for notifications to see some of the most incredible photography on YouTube. And that's what we do here. I am dropping amazing content left and right. Until next time, this is your boy Brandon. I'm the Kevin Hart of photography because I am a fool and not only review things that I think is going to benefit you. I will see you in the next video. I holla. Peace.